Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. I am so excited to hop in here for our Tuesday tips segment. I am so happy to have Dion Dean today as my guest. She is amazing. She is inspirational, motivational, and the topic came up a couple of weeks ago when she was teaching a YouTube class for us on the Fem City Library. And let me pull her in actually. And she went ahead and said that she would teach us today about how to be more confident when it comes to being out there in the digital world. Hello, Dion.
Hello.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you too. I got glam for you, girl.
You look
Oh,
gorgeous. You look gorgeous like always.
Thank you.
So we're both in Miami, for those of you that are watching, and it is so hot here. It's at least like 350 degrees, and I
Yes.
have to turn off the air in order to do these because if not, the sound just makes a lot of static. So I eventually, just so you know, I eventually will start having like sweat all over.
Oh
And
no, I have the window open, so window open and air.
yeah, hopefully one day we'll have central air. Hopefully
Yes.
one day. Hopefully one day soon this year. So for those of you that have never met Dion before, she is one of my favorite humans. She's wonderful. We've known each other for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
We text often. Our friendship is mentor slash good friend slash spiritual, like coaching each other on. And so she's definitely a blessing in my life. I'm so happy that I met her. I was thinking about it, Dion. We met at was it Nova University? Which event
No,
was it?
it was an event at Jungle Island on it was like a women's empowerment something.
Was it the
Yeah,
coalition? The coalition?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I remember I asked you about having kids and waiting to have kids, and you were just like, just have them.
Just
You
have
can't
them.
wait, just have them. Because I was working on my doctorate and just doing everything and being the A-type personality that I am, trying to plan stuff, and you were just like, you can't, just go ahead and have 'em.
Just do it. So Riley, her little daughter Riley, who I love, I call myself Auntie Violet to Riley.
You are.
Riley. And yeah, so she had Riley after, and you've been soaring and just going to bigger and bigger heights every single day. So I'm so proud of you. And
Thank you.
so I was telling those that are watching, so a couple of weeks ago, you taught some really great classes for Fem City. You taught us about YouTube, and you taught us also about, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank.
YouTube and vlogging. So
And
vlog, yeah,
vlogging and
yes.
vlogging, that's right, and vlogging. And so a lot of our members loved the confidence that Dion shared. She was already sharing tips about how to be more confident. We had some members that were joining us and asking like, how can I become more confident? Because they really wanted to do more video and they felt like they were holding themselves back. So I asked Dion to be my guest today because we want you guys to be more confident. We want you to step out into more digital platforms.
Yes.
And no better person than I have in my world than Dion to help us with that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll go ahead and ask them out to Dion if it's fitting, right? Well, actually, if you want to find out about her style and all that, you can ask that too. She's
Yes.
definitely got gorgeous style. So let's talk about what it feels like not to have confidence. And the reason why I'm asking that question to start off with is that sometimes I feel that women are not doing Instagram videos or vlogging or YouTube or any kind of video, and they don't really know why. They're just like not doing it. So what does it feel like when you don't have confidence? What are some of the things that would show up as a symptom of that?
I think you hit the nail on the head, especially when it comes to, or you asked the perfect question rather. Not putting yourself on video, on social media, or just out there in general. A lot of times it comes from not feeling like what you say does not matter. The information and the education that you have, there's already so many people out there doing it. There's so many people that are doing it this way and that way, and look at their lighting and look at their video and look at their editing. What am I going to do? Just hop on with my phone and do a video? Yes. What you have to share is valuable. And once you understand how valuable your history, your education, your experience, once you understand how valuable that is and how there are people on the other side of the camera that need that information, once you get that and really hold on to that, you'll hop on a video or whatever you're doing, you'll hop on it right away.
So it's a connection to self-worth, would you say? Like it's a connection
Yes.
to self-worth.
It's a connection
Okay.
to self-worth and just a feeling of not being, I really think it's power and just feeling powerless. And when you get in a state of comparison, right? Because that's really,
Mm.
if there was nobody else on this planet, right? If it was just you by yourself, of course you'd hop on a video because there's nobody else to critique you, to look at you, to say this, that, and the other, to think anything about you. So once you start having other voices and you start putting yourself in a powerless position, because that's what you're doing when you're comparing yourself to somebody, you're actually diminishing your power. You're saying that somebody else's power is better than mine, somebody else's knowledge is better than mine, right? When you take that away, it's like, okay. And so when I do,
I that I'm sorry. Slow down. That was I have chills. Could you say that? I know probably not the exact same words, but that was really powerful, and I really want this to sink in
yeah.
as much as possible. Can you just say it one more time
What
for
did I
those that
say? Oh gosh, let me
you
see.
said that when you compare yourself to other
Oh, yes.
people,
You're
you're
diminishing your power.
diminishing your
You're
power.
diminishing your power. You're diminishing your experience, your education. And let me tell you something. I'm not saying that I have mastered this. I do this all the time, especially as an influencer, as a lifestyle influencer, as a fashion person. I will totally forget that I have an undergrad in fashion, that I have a master's in education, that I have a doctorate in higher education. Well, I haven't finished. I'm
You
ABD.
will.
I'm
You
going to
will.
do it.
You will.
But I'll forget all of that. I'll forget all of my time in Chicago and Atlanta because I'm looking at everybody else and I'm diminishing my own worth and my own experience. If we really just took stock, if we and I, I'm developing a course on confidence, and I was like, you know what? I feel like every day we get up, we need to like write our resume or read through our resume before we get on social media, so that when all of these voices hit, we can say, oh, no, nope, 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 nope. Everything that's telling me that I'm wrong is wrong.
Oh my God, another good one.
Everything that's telling me that's wrong is wrong. I'm right. Whatever experiences I had are right for where I am and what I'm doing. And so once you really have to talk to yourself, and I really get that from you, and doing the affirmations, you have to do them because the world is telling you that you are wrong all the time. The world is telling you that you're fat, you're ugly, you're wrinkly, and then the other side is you're too
Unworthy.
young, you don't have the experience, you don't have the knowledge. It is going to talk to you all the time, and you have to talk back. You actually have to talk first. You have to talk first. You
Girl,
have to
you
talk
are
first.
today.
I'm on it today,
I
girl.
was
I'm
I'm like,
preaching.
yes, I'm like, thank God we're recording this because that is so that I have chills all over.
Yeah.
That I always tell people, like, you have to be your very best friend. And if you don't know what that is, if you don't even know how to even begin to, it is that you are your own attorney, let's put it in those terms. And you have to fight and defend your worth, your value all the time until it becomes your pattern,
Yep.
your default, by the
Yep.
way. Like when someone
Yep.
says something like, you're such a loser, that your default already is, I am my best friend. I love myself so much. My
Yep.
worthiness is on point.
Yep.
And that's where we should all be. And it's not narcissistic, it's not egocentric. It's literally just loving us and
Yes.
accepting everything that we are and we bring to this world as tremendous value because we all have value in this world, every
It's
single one of
it's
us.
loving yourself. And I've had to practice. I literally will practice advising myself. You know that I was a college and career counselor and a college professor. And I started to really look at the ways that I talk to my students and talk to my clients when I was styling. And I was like, why don't I speak that way to myself? If I had a student come in here,
Yes.
and say this, that, and themselves, this, that, and the other about themselves and their worth and what they couldn't do, I would be on them like, you can do it, you're amazing, you're da 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 da. And I literally have to advise myself now. I
Yeah.
sit down with myself, and I'm gonna get like a "What Would Violet Do" tattoo. I literally sit down with myself and I advise myself. And
Yes.
I have mentors like you that I'm reading and I'm listening to, and I'm like, you know what would Violet say if she was sitting here? Would she sit here and say that I'm this, that, and the other, and you're wrong? And no, they wouldn't speak to me like that. So you have to really speak to yourself in love. I literally practice advising myself. I sit there and I imagine me sitting at my desk with my fabulous self and me walking in and talking to myself, and Dion, what would you say to yourself in this situation? And it's always going to
Love
be
that.
love. It's always going to be
Always.
love. And so once
Always.
you do that, you really don't have time to look at what other people are doing because you're so convinced of what you have to offer. That's what
Yes.
the confidence is. It's, you know what? I have something to offer.
Yes.
Point blank, period. That's why I'm getting on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. And it doesn't matter about the followers. Like, I used to go to this church, and I used to go to Shoreline Church in Dallas, and the pastor would always say, he's preaching to the one. Like, even if one person shows up, he's going to minister to that one because that person showed up, right? So it's not about the numbers. It's not about, oh, suppose I do it and only 5 people see it. Well, maybe that's the 5 people that you're called to bless that day.
Right.
You could be saving somebody from suicide. You can be helping somebody get to their next level, making $10,000. You can saving a woman from having to go prostitute herself because you have a word of knowledge. Like, it's just that one. Once you take off all that craziness of other people and what other people are doing, get on YouTube, get in front of that camera, go minister to somebody, because that's really what you're doing.
Yeah. And I've told you this before, when I wrote my book, I thought to myself, if one person buys it, that will be worth it to me. If one person buys it and finds value in it. And that's what led me to just continue doing the work. Because it's very, as you know, it's very spiritual. It's different. It's completely different. It's like a little pocketbook thing. It had this whole concept that was like, I thought, you know what, maybe not everyone will connect with it, but I don't care. I want to write it and share it. And so even when it comes to your books, I know we're talking about digital, but even when we're talking about like showing up and having your confidence, it should also be in your writing and what you present to the world. So all right, so what would you say to a woman? I was going to ask you, what does it feel like to have confidence? But I think we kind of shared that already. I mean, when you have confidence, you show up, you dismiss the surroundings of what people might say or what people might think of you or all those kinds of things. So I think that I was going to skip that over. Do you want to add anything to that?
I was
Like what
going
it
to say,
feels like?
when I feel like there is no feeling confident. I really realized that with the lost. Sorry, they're doing work outside. I don't know if you can hear the people.
No.
My father passed in May, and this is the shakiest I've ever felt in my life. And my mother, she passed out at breakfast last week, went limp, and I thought I lost her then. And what you're seeing right now isn't confidence. What you're seeing right now is I have something to share. So could I not? Absolutely. I could go in a corner somewhere and whatever. There's a time and a place, but right now I'm going to show up. And so I think when you're seeing influencers and anybody that has any kind of success in this world, Violet, I know you can definitely agree to this. You're not seeing confidence. You're seeing people showing up. I will get on here for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, shine, and then go lay back down and cry. It's just showing up. People who are making money and doing things, they will talk about, this happening, that happening at home, and it's crazy. But you know what? For this hour, I'm going to run this track meet, and I'm going to put everything into this 1 hour, and then I'm going back to bed. That's how my entire life has been since May 17th when my father passed. If I just can put on makeup and put on a bra and take one picture a day, if I can, I have a Poshmark store and eBay store. If I can just list 5 items a day, I can just list one. Like, it is what it is. So I don't necessarily think it's confidence. It's just getting the strength to show up.
Yeah.
Because we're all faking it. Anybody who's had any kind of success, when they sit down with Oprah or whoever, and they talk about their success, and you're like, I never knew that was going on in their life. What the heck? They just look so amazing. They look so confident. They're confident for that 1 hour.
Yeah, exactly. Just that was one little segment.
Yeah. So it's not, I don't have the confidence. You don't have to have the confidence. None of us have the confidence. We're just getting it done.
Yeah, I love that you shared that. And it's a product. And I think that, in January, I was really, really sick. I truly believe I had COVID during that time. I couldn't breathe. I was on nebulizers. I have asthma already. It was a really bad month. Nothing worked. Anyway, long story short is I showed up and did the video and I was coughing, wasn't looking my best. My nose is all red from from like blow. It was a nightmare. And it inspired others in our community to step forward and do it because they realized I'm just showing up. I promised you I'd be there. I'm showing up. Do I feel like it? No. I spent the 11 hours in bed recovering, but it inspires other people also to just show up and share what you feel is beneficial to the world. And then you can go. So I love that you said that. I think that's the end of the class. That's it. All right, guys,
That's
we're
it. We
done.
got it. Signed, sealed, delivered. No,
Onward and upward.
it's true. Like I don't know if you guys follow, if any of you follow Lo on her YouTube channel. She's another mentor in my head. Last summer
Yes.
when she did her tour, you know, she documented everything. The girl had friggin' pneumonia the morning of the concert. The morning she was in there with a nebulizer, with her script and the nebulizer near day. And I'm like, this woman has like the flu, but she's like, I gotta go on stage in 6 hours, and I'm like, oh my gosh, me if my allergies kick up, I'm in the bed all day. Oh, I can't do it. I can't go to Publix. I can't read to Riley. I can't. This woman literally got on stage. She took whatever teas, whatever shots, IV shots, pneumonia, like full on pneumonia. You have to go and watch the videos from last year. It's just like they're not confident. They're just showing up. Yeah.
She's another Miami person now, right? She moved to Miami. So, you know, I mentioned her the other day. I was on a podcast and it was about, I think we were talking about confidence. And there was a segment that she did. She was on the panel during Women's International Month or Women's History Month.
Yeah.
And she was on the panel and she was talking about how sometimes, you know, her confidence, it's a beautiful, if I could find that piece again, I know we shared it on Facebook when it came out.
Yeah.
But it was such a beautiful piece because I'm like thinking to myself, here's this amazing woman who's talented, gifted, wonderful, lovely. Her daughter, she took a picture with Margot. Margot was at a volleyball game and she was there. She was like gracious to take pictures with these little girls that like adore her.
Yeah.
She's just a wonderful, but even her, she was sharing that. And I was like, man, if someone like that could still have those conversations that could possibly make you feel bad about yourself, right? Because those conversations don't lift you up, by the way. When you're like, oh, I'm a loser. Oh, I look to this. Oh, I look to that, whatever. Those are self-limiting beliefs. Those are holding you back. Those are things. So anyway, so and I was starting to sweat and I was going to turn on the air. So I think I'm good. I keep wiping myself, my face. I cannot wait for central air or winter in Miami.
Well,
Either
Miami,
one.
80 degrees.
It's 350 here. All right. So what would you say to someone, let's say someone's watching right now and saying, okay, that's great. Dion's saying that, Violet's saying that, Lo. What can I start doing? What are 3 ways that you think that would help them to start really developing more confidence? You mentioned a couple. I don't know if you want to bring those back or if you have 3 other tips that you want to share, but I love action. You love action too. So we're inspiring you or motivating you and you're like, now what? How do I get started? This is all great, but what do I do? What would you say to them?
So before now, like we're talking about social media and getting on camera. So if you know that you're affected by social media, don't go and look at an hour of social media and every beauty influencer out there before you get on, because that's going to affect your heart. It's just not going to be good. So don't set yourself up. So if you know that that's your trigger, don't do it. You know, the second part, affirmations. Talk to yourself, girl. You have to, and guy, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Be nice to yourself. You know, look over your resume. Sometimes I just sit there and stare at my degrees. And like, I just think about me getting them and me writing the papers and me writing my thesis and me writing all these papers for the doctorate. And I did a year as an AmeriCorps in Chicago and all these lives that I've impacted. And sometimes I watch my old videos. Just get that into yourself. Look over your resume. Write your resume from scratch. Write down everything that you've done. Like, you have to start encouraging yourself. And then after that, I would start, just to get comfortable on camera, record yourself and then delete it. Yeah. Do a whole whatever and record yourself doing something that you love, right? If you love your business, if you love your kids, do a 5-minute video on your kids, right? Do put up the camera and film yourself baking. Film yourself, taking action, putting on clothes. Watch it and then delete it. And then one day you're going to be like, you know what? This is kind of good. I'm just going to put it out there, And if one person likes it, that's it. But you're going to come to the place where you don't care if anybody likes it. As much as I love my social media following, I'm not doing it for anybody else but myself. Like, I love to dress up. I love to get cute. And if you love what I'm wearing, fabulous. And if you don't, I ain't really ask you. So.
And by the way, Dion is like this amazing influencer. She's got a great following on YouTube, on Instagram. I love all the content you share. You know what I love best about your videos? I love that it's like, I feel like I'm with you because we talk about shopping together.
Yeah,
We talked about it and then this pandemic happened, but we talk about it. It seems like we've been talking about it for years. Eventually, when this is over, we're so going to go shopping together. Um,
absolutely.
I love thrifting. Dion loves thrifting also. And I love that you capture sometimes Riley's in it. Sometimes you picture like you're like, okay, let me try on these outfits. Like you really make it feel like you're with your girlfriend, your very best friend. And I think that's what, at least for me as one of your audience members, I love most. It's so real. It's
Yeah.
just really real. It makes me feel good too, you know? It makes
Yeah,
it,
and that's
yeah,
intentional. That's intentional because I can't, it has to be something that's organic. And that's another thing too. You cannot be confident in something that's not you.
right,
So a lot of times you're not confident because you know you're faking it.
right, right.
You know that's
Or
not
you're
who you are.
copying somebody
Or
else's
you're
thing.
copying, you're not authentic, you're copying
Right,
somebody else's script, right?
right,
And what they're doing. So of course you're not going to want to get on camera. You're going to feel stupid because it's not you. Once
right.
you get on camera and you're yourself, you have nothing to really hide or fake about. Like that's who you are. So how can you be uncomfortable being you?
Right.
You know? And so that's a business conversation because maybe you need to think about, is this business really me? Or is it a
Yes.
formula that I think that I should be following? You know, is this really what I want to do? Are these the people that I really want to talk to? Are these the kind of people that I really want to attract? Once you
Yes.
do that, you know,
Yes.
then you'll feel more comfortable in your skin. Because as business owners, we're changing every day, and the kind of you're right. I just saw that the fate cannot be
I know,
sustained.
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
read it
okay,
out.
city girl
City girl
style.
style. Yeah.
You know, your business is changing, you're growing, and you're evolving. That's okay.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have that type of customer anymore or that type of viewer, that's okay. You know, don't be like, well, I've changed. See, I don't need to follow me. No, we're not saying all that. What we're saying is, people want to grow with you. Bring them into your world and what's happening and what's changing because it's actually going to free them to grow themselves.
Right.
Bring
Love
them
it.
along with you.
Monica says very true. And I love also that, staying, when we talk about, someone just mentioned right now, it's not sustainable to fake it, is that when we stay in that place, and we all evolve, by the way, that could be a whole other segment that we talk about, is that the evolution is that we are continuously evolving. If not, I feel like that's when we stop growing. That's when we become stagnant, and things start kind of falling off. So
Yeah.
it's part of it. It's just the evolution. Today I asked one of our global members to be a teacher. She's really good at closing sales.
Mm-hmm.
And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, I think you'd be a really great teacher for us because that's been a requested class, how to close sales, right? And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I wouldn't know this and that. But she realized that it's so uncomfortable that she had to do it. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
and then what happens is we become addicted to that sensation because we grow so much in that
Yeah.
space when we move
Yeah.
forward that we're like, wow, this feels good.
Yeah.
I did it. Like
Yeah.
I'm so proud of myself. Let me look to see where other areas of my life I feel really like I feel uncomfortable in. Let me step into that place and just, check it off my list. And that's that evolution. But that's a whole other topic.
And then you gain confidence, but then you gain confidence in that too.
Yes,
You see how
absolutely.
strong you are and that you can really survive anything. Like
Yep.
when me and my cousins and, with everything that's going on, my family's been really, really good about just checking in and just making sure that I'm okay. Um, and so in our conversations, I'm like, the person who I was on May 16th is
Yep.
not the person who I became on May 17th. And now even this going on with my mom and, the stuff that I'm now I'm her caretaker at this point in time. Right. In inheriting the house, having to do all the things that I've had to do with my father's estate, even the wealth transfer that has happened that I don't know what to do with any of this. Right. Or how to deal with that. I'm a different person. I'm not going to close that off from my audience because guess what? People are out there having to go either they've gone through it, they're going through it, or they're going to go through it.
Or they
You
know
know,
someone who's going through it. So
but
you can be more of a support for that
yeah,
person too.
and honestly, through the pandemic, everybody's going through it. even if you have a job, have a husband, have the kids, this pandemic is throwing everybody
Yeah.
in a tizzy.
Yeah.
And South Florida, we're not doing. I think the kids are still not going to school, right?
No.
So you all of a sudden, you have this business, and I just have Riley, but I'm trying to figure out how is business going to happen because now I'm a homeschooler, right?
Right.
And
Right.
homeschooler, caretaker, still got to be a wife, still have hopes, dreams, and ambitions. what are you going to do? Right. So I say all that to say, and especially with social media, because nobody has problems on social media, right?
No one's sweating like Violet.
Nobody's sweating like Violet.
Turning off the air conditioning so I could hear better.
Even with your beautiful new home, no AC. It's like, what the heck?
Exactly.
What the heck?
I know. Well, it's a 100-year-old house, by the
It's a
way.
beautiful house.
I can't wait to have you over. I can't wait to have you over.
I'm
I
so ready.
know.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready. But I say all that to say, everything that's going on in your life is a part of who you are.
Yeah.
And you can't hide that. Infuse it in your business and don't be ashamed of it. And I think we're talking about confidence. You're looking around and you're like, well, this person, oh my gosh. I mean, they're taking pictures and posting pictures of all the kids sitting down eating Cheerios, being quiet, reading the Bible. Not my little hellions, you're looking around. You're like, oh my gosh, like they're in South America right now vacationing. I mean, there's no COVID
Right.
there. I don't understand. I want to travel too. It's so. This is such a side note, but I was born in London, so most of my family's in England, and everybody's going on vacation. Everybody's going to Spain and Greece and Malta, and I'm like, is there no pandemic anywhere? I'm like, oh my god, like I want to go on vacation. Everybody's going to Greece. I want to go to Santorini, and I'm like, wait a minute now. Something's fishy about this story. I'm not seeing the whole conversation. I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, I want to go on vacation too. You just really cannot look at what anybody else is doing at all.
I love, by the way, I love it. Even Malta. Oh, am I okay now?
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's. Any final tips before we wrap up? You've shared so many gold nuggets.
I just want you guys to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
My father was awake on May 17th. He was up, Adam. He was walking. He was, my uncle came over for breakfast, and, they had a good old chat and called my dad to see how he was doing. My mom said that, he went to lay down, and my father laid down and did not wake up from his nap. He did not know. I'm pretty sure my father did not think that he was not going to wake up. But he didn't. He went home peacefully. As much as it hurt, I didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't get to hold him, hug him because of COVID. Still dealing with that. But I say that to say, like, tomorrow really isn't promised. It really isn't. And so who are you going to let keep you from doing what you want to do? Whether it's launching a business, starting a new business, getting on camera, making those sales calls, applying for a new position, like whatever it is that you need you feel you need the confidence to do. Doesn't matter about the confidence. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like, forget
every day.
And you will be scared and you will cry and you will feel like crap. And we talked about this in the YouTube the vlogging one. I've started posting videos. I'm a South Florida girl. Why am I not posting swimsuit pictures? Because I was just like, why would anybody want to see what I'm wearing? Because I'm me, dog it.
Right.
And I post these pictures. I'm like putting my whole body out there, now in South Florida, because we're Miami girls, we'll be on the beach naked. But to just put it on Instagram, so wait a minute, I don't know about that. But then I was just like, you know what? And this was really the conversation. I want to be a part of that conversation.
Yeah.
I want to show plus size women how to wear a bathing suit and how to be cute and how
the
to
cute cover ups also, and the cute hats.
You don't have to be. If you want to be all out, you can, but you don't have to be. I wanted to be a part. That me posting those pictures was me wanting to be a part of the conversation, because I was seeing some other beautiful plus size bloggers, and I'm like, oh my god, they look amazing. They look amazing. They look amazing. And I'm like, hey, I want to do that too. And so in me doing that, I hope that I've now freed other people who are just like, you know what, Deanna look great in that outfit. You know what, let's go and post this picture, even if you just make it private. Because you don't have to make everything public. Maybe you just maybe just take a picture and you send it to your girlfriends or do a group chat. Girl, look at this outfit today. You know what I mean? Like, just do it. Like, tomorrow is so not promised. I believe that with everything. It's just, you just have to do it. Do it scared. It doesn't matter. Just do it. And it doesn't matter how many people are following you or not. Like, it doesn't matter. The vanity metrics, I don't even care. Like, I love my subscribers and my followers and I call them my family and my friends, but I don't do it, I don't do it for the gram. I do it because I want to be a part of that conversation. And you deserve to, whatever you're a master at or expert to, you deserve to be a part of that conversation. Why
Love
not
it.
you,
Why not you?
Why not you?
Do it scared. Why not you? Those are two t-shirts in my head that we could create. So for those of you that don't know Dion, I'm sure they want to connect with you. Obviously, you can follow her. She's tagged on this, so it's easy for you to follow her over on her Instagram account.
Yep.
Where can they find you? You want to mention your website?
My website is diondean.com. You can also follow. I have actually left YouTube and launched my own platform, just because I want to do more and give more and provide more. And so I've launched Dion Dean TV. So that's Dion, DionNNEDEAN.TV. And that's where I post all of my content, all my shopping vlogs, my try-on videos, my retail chats, because I'm a retail and merchandising professor. So with everything that's going on, I like to do little retail chats. That's where I post my content. So come on over and join me, darlings.
Love it. Oh my, so you can see now why I love her so much. And I think the last time we saw each other was last October.
Was it?
I think it was last because I was sick January and February, and then March I started traveling, and then the COVID thing happened here in Miami. So I haven't seen you since October.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since your book launched.
Yeah, October.
Oh no! Well, yeah. Because we went to the Mercedes event.
The Mercedes event together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the last time. So hopefully soon we can see each other face to face. Though I've enjoyed seeing you digitally, I just can't wait to hug you.
I know, me too. And these fabulous glasses and outfits that you've given them. You know what? You are killing quarantine.
I'm trying.
You are killing quarantine now. You coming out a different way.
Trying to shower every day. Trying to do my hair every day.
And put on the bra. That's the struggle. The bra, honey.
I got a bralette. I got these bralettes that are actually female owned. They're called M Reina, and they're amazing. I'll show you. Look at it's like really pretty. They're not the most supportive, but they hold the sisters.
They hold them up.
They hold them up a little bit.
You know what?
Exactly. So there's a lot of love coming through. We love you, ladies. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. I saw you guys. Thanks. So sorry for your loss. Thank you so much. I appreciate all well wishes, and thank you.
All right. Love you, Dion. Mwah. Thanks for sharing. Mwah.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.